Hey there, Andrew here. I love anime, but I have no patience. So I'm giving every new show of the summer 2017 season one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. Today I will be watching Chronos Ruler! About the show. Simulcast on Fridays, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's it. There's no show description here. Poster. There's a bunch of people on it. We've got a guy in the front with a card. A Joker card. Guy next to him with glasses has a lightning sword. Guy in the orange in the back has like a flaming fist. The woman on the left has a bare midriff. And we've got a guy with his back turned and another guy offering a handshake but doing it wrong. And another guy who's like, "What? We're doing a photo shoot now? I didn't brush my hair." Blue-haired dude in the back. We've got a, what's that bit of large standing clocks with the pendulum that swings back and forth, hanging out of the sky, and some, I guess, clock gears floating in the ocean. Yeah, describing every aspect of the poster is kind of boring, but there's no show description. Oh well, let us watch Chronos Ruler and see if it's any good. It's not like there was nothing in this episode that I enjoyed. There were. And I'll get to them. But overall, I'd have to say it sucked. Yeah. Bad anime. Bad anime. Stop sucking. I guess I'll just run through the entire thing. Man, I'm just disappointed. Like I say in the intro to this series, I love anime. I really, really do. But this season has sucked. Most of the shows have ranged from bad to just meh. There's been two that I've actually rather enjoyed. There's been one or two that I was like, let's give it a second episode chance. Let's see where it goes. The rest of them have been meh to just... Really only one was just phenomenally terrible. But yeah, man, just a bad season so far. I'm only like halfway through. Chronos Ruler! I like a lot of the design aesthetic. There's a lot of its style that really reminds me of Castlevania. Just in the way the characters and the settings and the color of night, so to speak. Just the atmosphere and the design is really evocative of a lot of the aesthetics of the Castlevania series, and which is an attractive aesthetic to me. So I like that. It turns out so our heroes are Chronos Rulers who rid the world of the Tommy Knockers. Or is it the Langoliers? Which one are the little toothy monsters that literally eat time? Is it the Tommy Knockers or the Langoliers? I honestly can't remember, but it's one of the two. But Stephen King story. So there are these demon monsters that eat time, so to speak. Basically, people who have a lot of regrets, like a loved one who has died, sell their souls to these demon thingies to get to kind of reverse time. But what the demons actually do is eat your time. So I'm 37 years old. So if I made a deal with the demon would be, I'm going to munch a year off of you. Oh, you're 36 now. I'm going to munch another 6 years off of you. Oh, you're 30 years. 10 years, you're back to 20. More and more and more until I'm a baby, and then nothing. And there is a scene where you see the result of one of these time demons eating someone's time, and this woman dissolves from woman to adolescent to child to baby to in utero baby to just, and that's actually kind of creepy. So clappity clap clap, that pretty well done. I liked that visual. I like that idea. That's kind of a horrifying idea, and I thought it was presented really, really well. So the show starts out with one of the guys, the guy on the right with the purple hair and glasses and sword, chasing one of these time demons throughout the city. And then we cut to schoolgirl who we learn lost her brother in a car accident. So she goes to a cemetery to visit her brother, and this really weird-looking dog walks up to her so that she can exposit her grief for the benefit of the audience. And by weird-looking dog, I mean the anime is trying to render what kind of dog is it? I forget what that breed is, but it's a recognizable breed. They tried to draw it realistically, and it's just slightly off, and it's creepy. Look at that face. Look at that face. That's a creepy dog. So she's grieving at the grave, and then the guy with the sword busts through, chasing the demon, and the demon flies over and knocks the girl on her butt, and he steps over and, demon, I'll get you with my sword, because I am a Chronos ruler! And, so he loses it, it goes down the street and around a corner, he's like, haha, my brother, Larry, is down the street, and soon I will hear naught but your screams of death. I said, soon I will hear naught but your screams of death! Damn it, Larry! So Larry comes stumbling out of a bar with women on each arm, 3 women in total. And I really don't like this character. He's the character who's constantly... How do I describe him? Doesn't take anything seriously. Everything's a joke. Goofy, wacky, pratfall character. Whoa, ho, ho! But suddenly he'll drop it and get really serious. They're trying to do the Saiba Ryo from City Hunter or Vash the Stampede from Trigun. You know, those really wacky, obnoxious, silly, goofy characters who will suddenly get deadly serious when the time is right. They're trying to do that with... To be fair, they are doing it with this character. A lot of times I will find that endearing. City Hunter is one of my favorites. This guy I find annoying as hell. Maybe he'd grow on me if I watched more of the series, which I'm not going to. Unless you folks are like, oh man, it gets really seriously good, you got to keep watching. He was just annoying me. So these two brothers are arguing about the demon, which now is off in the city somewhere. Oh well. And he's like, oh, a civilian kind of sees us here. So they take her to a bar. I guess maybe it's a hostess club or something that he and the 3 women walked out of. And it starts out with a shot of a pianist playing the piano. You know, the mood music for the bar, the club that they're in. And what really struck me is it's only about 2 seconds, but they really paid attention to the fingers keying the piano. I mean, it's not perfect, it's not exact, but it's a lot more than I really expected. You don't normally see that in an animated show that's made for television. They don't usually go with that much detail. So, you know, clappity clap on that. I was impressed. So then they talk about... so our little civilian here has heard the rumors that if you make a wish under the clock tower, you can turn back time, which she would like to do because she was kind of responsible for her brother's death. She ran across the road and was like, whoops, forgot something, turn around, ran right across back in front of a car. He jumps, pushes her out of the way, gets pasted. Oops. So Larry is trying to tell her the truth, and his brother is like, no, we're just actors in a play that you saw with special effects. Don't mind the demon. This is not something that concerns civilians. My brother and I are leaving. Bye! And so Larry leaves her a playing card, which is written an address for, you know, where you can do the clock tower time reverse thing. It's important that you know this is the night of, this is Valentine's Day night, so the night of February 14th. And so she's like, looking at the card and the address and like, huh. Cut to 2 weeks later. I guess she didn't go. She's graduating from school, and it's the graduation ceremony, and she's playing the violin, which is what she actually ran back across the street to get when she got her brother killed. So she's playing the violin, and the children are singing, and the parents are in the audience crying and clapping and stuff. And what was really funny is, despite the fact that they must have blown the budget on the piano thing, the 2 seconds of playing the piano, because it's all still images. They're like still image of her playing the violin, still image of the chorus singing, still image of the parents crying. Okay. So she walks out of graduation, and she looks at her pocket watch, which has a picture of her brother in it. She starts crying, and so she grabs the handkerchief from her pocket, but she also pulls out the card with the address on it. I'm thinking, not only did she not go to this thing, she just kept the card in her pocket. Now, if she pulled it out of a purse, that would kind of make sense, but has she not changed clothes in 2 weeks? Why does she keep putting it? Has it been stuck inside her handkerchief? It's just kind of weird that this card is there in her pocket still after 2 weeks. Whatever. So she goes to the predetermined, the address in the card, where the clock tower is, where you can rewind time. And Larry is there. And he says, aha, so you showed. I'm like, have you been waiting there every single night for the last 2 weeks, Larry? Really? That's persistent. So, he tells her exactly how to do the time rewind thing. He's like, you have to stand under the tower at midnight. So I guess you have from midnight to midnight 01. On the night of the full moon, which just so happens to be tonight. So I guess it's just as well that she didn't happen to go that night. Maybe the card said, meet me here in 2 weeks. I don't remember. Maybe it does. I'll give the show the benefit of the doubt and say that it does. Let's see. So she summons a time demon, and then Larry's brother shows up, and he's like, no! And she's like, yes, I need to rewind time to get my brother back. And he's like, it doesn't work like that. It's just going to eat your time, and you'll dissolve into a baby. Like this woman, watch! And then the woman dissolves into a baby, and then nothing. And it's like, well, that's horrifying. Hey, Larry... Larry makes an argument. It's like, do you think we could have talked her out of it? You know, her heart is set on this. It's like, okay, maybe you couldn't have, but you could have just, you know, not told her exactly how to do this. I mean, she didn't really believe it. She might have tried it, but it seems like there was no maybe there's a really good plot reason for this that'll come up later. I don't know. It just seems weird. So Time Demon shows up, and it's a very accommodating Time Demon, as in like most anime. They can just stand there and exposition while the Time Demon just kind of patiently waits his turn, I guess. So they have this neat little power where they can stop time, and it's slightly snowing, and the snow goes, just kind of sticks in the air because they've slowed down time. Doesn't seem to really do anything useful. I mean, the demon, I'm not sure if it's frozen in time. It still seems to be just kind of dancing around. It's just kind of waiting its turn. It doesn't seem like... And then the very next scene, the snow's falling again, so the anime seemed to have forgotten that time is supposed to be slowed. And it was pointless to slow time because he ends up speeding up time so he can throw his playing cards super fast and kill the demon monster, which uses up more of his time. Because it turns out that Larry is a lot older than he appears. Because he keeps using time powers and getting younger. And, well, you can only get so much younger. So you got to be careful with your time powers before you poof off the earth. And I'm skipping a bunch because it's just kind of... The banter between the brothers is just irritating and boring. It's supposed to be funny, and the humor's completely it's not objectively bad humor, it just doesn't work for me. I found it annoying. You may like it. Who knows? I'm sure a lot of people find Cyber and City Hunter unbearable. I think he's funny, so... So he vanquishes the demon, and she finds out that there's a note on the reverse side of the picture that she holds in her pocket watch, the picture of her brother. And what the translation is I will be by your side, but what's written there is I'm on your side, or I am always on your side. It's written in English. I can read English. It doesn't say I'll be by your side. It says I'll always be on your side. Oops. Pretty close. Pretty close. So then she gets on a train with that ugly dog from earlier and leaves. And we find out in what is genuinely a pretty nice twist that Larry is not Stuart's brother. Larry's his father. But he just keeps getting younger, so now he looks to be the younger brother. And that was actually a twist I didn't see coming. So, bravo on the show on that point. If you're... I just spoiled it, I'm sorry. If you are digging the show, that's a great twist. I mean, that's a great... Ooh! Ooh! I gotta see episode 2 now. That's actually his dad. So, when they talk about... yeah, their mother died, and then they made a pact with a time demon, but then they got time powers because the time demon bit them, which... Not really clear exactly how all this works, but it does. And so, so it wasn't their mom, it was his wife and the son, and okay. Clappity clap, clap, clap. Unfortunately, while again, there was a lot of moments and elements of this show that I really rather liked and admired. Overall, tough sit for me. So, yeah, episode 2 is a no-go for me, but maybe it's a yes-go for you. Tell me about it in the comments. See you next time.